Whew. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. What's going on, everybody? Hope you are having a good day. I need to check to see if I'm buffering because what I'm looking at looks like it is a little on the grainy side. Um, Let me see if I can check it somewhere else. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I'm in pain. Um, yes, I am on that. Not buffering, but more so like robotic. I don't know. I don't know, but so I'll tell you why I'm in pain. So turns out after I went skiing, what up, B Charma? What's going on? So after I went skiing, I think I hurt my neck from my one of my falls, one of the many falls. And so my neck is so sore, like it's raised sore. So like I have a scarf tying over my neck to kind of like prevent it from moving. And hey, Big Simple, we what's going on, sir? Nice to see you. So yeah, I'm in pain. So today I woke up and I was actually off this morning. And to my surprise, I woke up earlier than I expected. And the first thing I did was go on YouTube. hmm So I was on YouTube. I was watching two chats at the same time because Stephanie Mukbang 50 and Climbing. I'm probably saying her name wrong, but I always like to catch her chat. And so I was there for a little bit. Um, And then later on, I was on Flower Glamorous's chat. And when I tuned in, actually, her and Miss Terrell were on. And when I tuned into their channels, I was listening to Miss Terrell, but then Flower Glamorous, she was speaking a word. And I was just like, okay, I'm sitting here receiving it. And I was like, yeah, I needed to hear that today. And I did go out today. I had to go and handle some business. And um, I came back and I was just like, oh my goodness. And like where I was getting a massage on my neck, and that thing hurt like the dickens. It was like pain. What up, JY? What's going on? Hey, Glitter Boy. Uh, yeah, well, it's just another day in the hood. So I just never experienced neck pain before. So I think that's probably why it hurts more. You get what I'm saying? Like when you don't experience a certain kind of pain, it only hit hard when you first time around, but the second time around, you're like, oh, I'm used to it. And then to the point where you just ignore it and it just becomes part of you and you accept it and expect it. Not me. I'm not accepting or expecting neck pain anymore. But I think it's called whiplash. So I wanted to take a nap, but um, another friend of mine actually called me and they are actually looking for romance and they're on social media. And I'm all for social media. If you go on dating sites, if that works for you, that works for you. But like she always gets dates and there's always one minor thing wrong. I'm like almost to the point and saying, like, girl, like if the guy is so good and there's just that one little thing that irritates you about him, maybe just let that go, you know? I think we're all looking for lasting, loving relationships. If you're not already in a relationship, I think we're all looking for lasting, loving relationships because as human beings, nobody in this on this God green earth would want to be by themselves. Even if you've been by yourself for a long time, if somebody come up and want to snuggle and cuddle up on you, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I like this feeling." Please, you're human. You would want that. What up, Kingdom Boy? How are you? Um, so I was just I really wanted to say something like, come on, man, like for real, at least you're getting dates, right? Isn't that the idea? You're getting dates. So enjoy them and quit complaining. Like, we complain so much about people, man. Like, you could have the best possible specimen in front of you, but it's just, oh, well, their hair don't fall right. Ow. Um, or like, oh, well, their finger ain't straight all the way. Or like, well, their ear is a little higher than the other one, or their voice squeak a little too much when they talk. Or maybe their hairline is receding a little too fast. Why don't they just cut it all off? Like, man, turn around and look at yourself. Maybe your lips too big, maybe your breast too small, maybe your breast too big, maybe you too fat. If you're a guy, maybe you too fat, maybe you have man boobs and maybe your hair is receding, or maybe, like, come on, man. When are we ever going to be just satisfied with the fact that somebody wants to treat you right, be the best version of themselves so that you can encourage the hell out of you, sorry, encourage the heck out of you so that you can live to whatever you want, potential you want in life. But it's always that one little thing that you just, it wasn't on your list before, that one little thing that is just the, end all be all. It was never on your list, but it automatically comes on your list when it's just that one thing. So then it leads me to believe I shouldn't be moving around like this. That are you truly looking for someone lasting? Or do you even know what you want? How about that? Do you even know what you want? Because a lot of times people say they want something, but when it's presented to them, uh, then it's a whole big excuse. So, anyway, I wanted to talk about respect tonight only because today is Martin Luther King Day. And amongst all anyone else who has tried to pave a way for us to be free and to have better choices to pick from and to be able to express ourselves. Like, do we really respect what people have done? Let's make sacrifices that they make or have made for you. My connection is a little weak, is saying, so I'm sure I'm a little spirally. Are we respecting those things? I mean, I can honestly say, as a child, I did not respect all of the things my parents gave me, nor did I respect that maybe, just maybe, what they were giving me was probably a sacrifice. Hold on, let me try to close something because I don't really have much open, but I'm looking a little lagged out on my end. Oh, what happened? Another friend of mine died today from middle school, and his birthday is today. I'm sorry for your loss, Kingdom Boy. Respect. Have we really respected what Martin Luther King, what Rosa Parks, what all these different people that we celebrate? Do we respect them? And if we do, I'm not just talking about on the day of their holiday, I'm talking about in our personal lives. Because if we respect what Martin Luther King did, then why aren't we all protesting more for peace? Why are we accepting the mediocre means of life? Why? I don't accept anything that anybody wants to throw my way anymore. Absolutely not. I say I want peace. I'm going to do all the things that will lead to peace. I say I want change. I'm going to do all of the things that will lead to change. I want love. I'm going to do all of the things that leads to love. And I'm not just talking about romance. I'm talking about love of people, love of each other, general love and respect. See, my neck can't move, but my hand can. I'm going to do this. What do you continuously say in your own life or lives that you want more of, you want to see, but you're not doing a thing to do anything about it. What kind of respect is that? We came from, the 60s and 70s where people actually, loved each other. And now I'm talking about for real, they loved each other because they cared for each other's child. They're like, oh, your child was doing something down the street. You can't even say nothing to nobody's kid these days. Half the times they get all defensive. If we really want to respect whatever Martin Luther King did and any other historical figure did, hey, kicking it with Karen, how are you? If we really want to show respect for them, when we have these days off, and I'm not on a day off because of the holiday. I'm on vacation this week because one of my bosses is out, so it's a perfect time for me to be off. But if we really want to do something about what these people did in their previous life, in their lifetime, then what are we doing? We should be more noble in the way we walk. Our stride should be of, this is power. I am a representation of power. Give me respect. Are you walking in confidence or just slouched like you don't care? And if you slouched like you don't care, then you just slapping up some people in their faces. Maybe you do it indirectly and not realizing, but we need to start realizing the very things that we are paving are the things that we're undoing that people worked hard and sacrificed their lives for. I am trying to leave a legacy of love. While I may not be a perfect person about love, my heart is truly for people and genuinely want to see people happy and have some type of love and to share love and to spread love and to give love. Do you know how much it hurts to see that people have given up on the idea of love? And I'm not talking about romance, I'm talking about the general love of humanity. That hurts. We throw each other away so fast. Oh, well, they ain't worth of nothing. On to the next. Some people can't help what what their lives or their bodies have afforded them to have. But it doesn't mean that they're not any better or worse of a person. It just feels good holding it. It's like I'm putting pressure, applying pressure, and the pressure is just like, ooh, that feels good. And even though it feels good, it's just like it's painful at the same time. I'm not cold. I am cold, Karen, but my neck is hurting because I think I did myself whiplash over the weekend when I went skiing and fell. Maybe, the numerous times that I did fall, one of those must have been the time where I just strained my neck. Or it could have been the conveyor belt when it just stopped and jolted our bodies. And I was like, oh, I don't know, something happened. And sorry about that car accident, Kingdom Boy. Let's go back to our parents. I don't know how everybody's childhood was, but maybe if you didn't have biological parents, if there was like someone who invested their life trying to make yours better. Think of it that way. If someone invested their life to make yours better, what are you doing to respect that sacrifice? Because nobody has to do a thing for us. As we can see, some infants are just left in the garbage. Some of them live, some of them do not. Imagine being born and thrown in the garbage to freeze to death, but you made it somehow. Somebody picked you up out of the garbage, brought you to the hospital, and you're strong as ever. Imagine if your beginning started that way. Or imagine if your beginning started with a toxic womb where you're already fighting an addiction that you had no choice but to live with because your parent or parents just could not help the disease that they have, knowing good well that they're harming you, but they can't help the disease. Addiction is a whole nother topic. I could talk about addiction all day. But for those of us who were blessed enough to have someone or someone's, biological or not, care for us, what the heck are we doing with our lives? Are we doing something that is pleasing first to yourself? Not pleasing like, oh, I'm good, I'm selfish. I'm not talking about that. Like, are you making strides in your community? Even okay, fine. You don't want to do anything for your community, fine. But are you being a participant in the financial cycle? Are you working? Because when you're working, that means that you can purchase things. And when you purchase things, maybe you might want to purchase from somebody who has their own business. And I already banned the word small business because that keeps you mentally in a state of being small forever. If you are having a growing business and somebody is supporting you because they have the ability to work, then that makes you a participant in your community, and whoever was raising you would be happy with that. Not everybody wanted to grow up to be a millionaire. Some people wanted to grow up to be nurses and doctors. And that, friends, is a very underpaying job, depending on what particular area of medicine you go into. We all say that, insurance is robbery. Yeah, insurance is robbery because you pay. And then when you need to have something major done, you still pay. And then you have to pay after you pay. But yet you still have to pay insurance. You get it? But the CEO is making millions of dollars a hour. Sorry, I had to let go. My mother invested 100% of herself to make my life better, and I was adopted. Nice. The youngest of six, she loved me so much. Amen to that. And look at how you're giving back to your students at school. Hey, mukbanging, what's going on? You've gotten over addiction yourself. Well, I'm so glad to read that. And I hope you will be able to stay and maintain your sobriety and do whatever you have to do to stay that way. Thank you for being open to talk about that. Let your dollars talk. Exactly. Some of us grew up wanting to be teachers, and that society hates us. It's true. Hi, buying spaces. Have you been seen about your injury? No, it's today. It's going down though. I'm also one of those that are I'm stubborn too. I have a foot. My right foot has been is technically hurt for about a year now, and there's a foot doctor down the street, and I still have yet to make an appointment. You see how we always find convenience for everything else besides our own selves? Crazy, right? But yeah, when it comes to that, okay, fine. If by a month from now my neck is still hurting, then I'll go. I'm just joking. I think it's just, gonna be the muscles are just inflamed and they just have to go back down. I wanted to go to the gym tonight, but I was advised not to go from my earlier appointment. I miss both of my friends now. If it still hurts tomorrow, go to the doctor. Maybe, Karen, maybe. But I got to work tomorrow. I promised my father, right? So my dad, he's retired and he actually is an entrepreneur himself and he has his own little business and he's always helping me. So I offered to help him. I said, hey, if you ever need help, call me, let me know. And he said he's leaving at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I said, well, I guess I'm glad that I didn't plan to go away for my vacation because I don't mind being there for him because he sacrifices to be there for me. He sacrificed all his life to be there for me. Even when I don't ask him, he's still there. And I'm blessed to have that. My parents still there for me. So I will respect Anything that he asks me to do. Will I be doing it begrudgingly? Begrudgingly. Sometimes I'm still his kid. No, what, Dad? Come on. You got to complain sometimes. I'm just being honest. But respect, guys. My parents came from the islands. So knowing that they journeyed over to America for whatever reason, because I never did ask, I'm not going to assume for a better life. I never did ask why, but I assume they wanted to come just to come for now until we know the truth. But the simple fact to have kids in America and to care for us, take us to our doctor's appointments, take us to the dentist, make sure we're all healthy, doing our wellness checks and putting us in the schools that were supposed to excel us that much. Those are sacrifices that parents don't have to make, but they were willing to do so. Clothe our backs, try to instill values in us, try to instill great memories, taking us all over the world. So I said if I ever were to have children or adopt, because I wouldn't mind adopting if that ever came to play, I definitely would want them to have a life better than my own. So that would require money. Let's at least go to the chiropractor. I've never been to the chiropractor. You're still blessed to still have your parents. All of us are. Thank you, Big Simple. Hi, Marlies. How are you feeling? I just got home from the hospital. I do have strep throat. Okay. So you're resting until you feel better. Ooh, a lot of chicken soup, Marley. Please adopt. I tried to, I'm not gonna lie, and I'll be very transparent. I tried to go through the system, but they don't make it easy for you. They do not make it easy for you. I did all of the steps and my paperwork got lost. Lost. So I gave up. I was like, man, I did all of that work. I told you my full address. I told you all of my real credentials. You had me tell my job my full address, all that stuff. I had to go get people to vouch for me, take their time to write letters for me, letters of recommendation. I did it all, even to the point of baby proofing the place to find out that your papers didn't exist. Went to the course every Saturday morning for a month and some change. Hmm. I tell you, to make it hard. I remember I told you about Ryan. I miss him every day. RIP Ryan. I never thought this would happen to Zachary as well. Your parent, yes, I know, Kingdom Boy. What up, Life with Susie? How are you today? What are you doing to respect those who have come before you, the memories that they've had or shared or created for you? I was talking about Martin Luther King and all of our prominent historical figures that, kind of paved the way for us. What do we really even care? Right? Like, because it's not just every January 20th, that Monday. I don't care about how I told you guys, I don't care about holidays anymore because holidays don't mean anything to me. What means more to me is the everyday thing because every day is a holiday. Because I'm not sure I might make it to December 25th, 2020 or 21. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it through all of the African American month. Not disrespecting the fact that it's there, but I'm just saying we need to start applying all of the things and traditions that people have left for us that we somehow forgotten or not practiced for whatever reason, right? Traditions are only good if applied. And I believe Martin Luther King was of service. His whole idea was service and love. And imagine if we practice more love. How much further would society be? And I'm not talking about the argue kind of love. I'm talking about unconditional love. The kind of love that people say doesn't exist. Unconditional love can exist. It's just people are not willing or scared to try to practice it. I will practice unconditional love no matter what. How many times will I be rejected? Many times. How many times have I been rejected? Many times. But has that changed my outlook on society? No. Has it dimmed it? Sometimes. But at the end of the day, the bigger picture is if I want to see change, I have to participate in that. And sometimes it may cost a little bit of my ego because that's really all it is my ego being a little crushed and expectation. Martin Luther King was a servant leader, the best kind. I'm still here, just on your TV. No problem. Servitude, guys. And I'm not talking about like, oh, somebody's your master. I'm talking about literally just saying, you know what? I, YouTube lately has been showing me a lot of videos of homeless people living in tents and stuff. And it's just like, and then I saw a doc about a woman who was on heroin and how she said that if she literally got off heroin, she would die. And I believe her because now that's part of her bloodstream. And guys, there are a lot of people who are in a lot worse positions than us, but see a little bit of hope. And maybe sometimes think a little bit more logically than we do, who have a lot more than they do. But if we only give a little bit of time to listen to somebody's story. I tell you guys every morning when I'm on the way to work, there's a wheelchair bound man. I don't know what his I do not know what his living condition is, but I do know that he's out there in hours before working, and I would just assume he's homeless, but I don't know that for a fact because I've never spoken to him. But just by appearance alone, you would think he was. And he, in whatever degree weather, is doing service to humanity. Every time I turn that corner, every morning, he's always raising his hand to say hello. Blanket on his wheelchair, bundled up in his coat, hood up, and he still can just wave hello. But yet we, who have a lot more, can't even do the little very thing and say hi to somebody. We're so daggone high and mighty and snooty tooty to at least just give a little bit, and somebody that has a lot less can just raise their hand, wheelchair bound, raise their hand and say hello to perfect strangers that turn the corner that in their vehicles going to wherever they're going to. I want to be like him. That's a leader in my book. I don't know what his mental is. Like I said, I've never spoken to him, but the fact that he is so willing to be out there, if he's going to be out there in the morning, he's going to raise his hand as any car passes by and say hello. At first, I thought it was personal, like, oh my goodness, he knows me. But no, he does it to every car. I've seen him. And I've always vowed that one day I'm going to pull aside and try to find out what his true story is. I keep saying that, but Joy, speak it and do it. That's pure servanthood right there. Because that makes my day every time I see him. I look for him and be like, oh, where's my little wave? That very little thing. Just waving. You don't even have to say good morning. I prefer him not to say good morning because I'm not a morning person anyway. So I might just give him a dirty look like, what you saying good morning to me for? But it makes me feel good for him to at least wave. Sorry if I'm buffering. YouTube did say that my connection was a little shady. That's servanthood right there. So what are you guys going to do to put your little mark in society? Maybe you might want to volunteer. Maybe you don't have time to volunteer, but you have enough time to reach out to someone that maybe that comes to mind and you say hello, text them, maybe pick up the phone, call them. That's servanthood too. Just checking on another human being, that's servant. That's a form of servitude. And then if they're in need of something and they're housebound, homebound, there's a lot of people that I've met on YouTube that are bound to their homes. They can't work because they physically cannot. But yet and still they do their auctions. They're still participating on eBay, Amazon. They're doing something productive. And then sometimes they show up and say hello to Joy. That's why I'll always be around. My thing is, if I go on YouTube, my little servitude is by just opening the chat and staying there. Maybe I'll talk, sometimes I'll joke around. Depending on who it is, I'll joke around a little bit. Depending on the degree of how comfortable I am with them, I might joke around a lot more than others. But just giving them their time. Just being there in their little chat. Hey, I'm here. Same thing you guys do to me. You show up. That's part of servitude too. Being a support to another human being doesn't have to be like, oh, I need to put an hour aside to go out to this place X, Y, and Z and serve meals. That doesn't necessarily mean that's not the only way. The best form of servitude any one of us can contribute is being there for another person, be it your spouse, your family, your friends, people on YouTube. Because whether we all agree or disagree, when we're all here on YouTube, we are all giving ourselves, our true selves, hopefully our true selves. Because lately, a lot of people are saying that some people are faking the funk. And I'm like, for real? I can't imagine that. But yeah, it's possible. I'm sure it is. Hey, Peter, how are you? I saw you. You came here yesterday. What up, Crystal? Hello, world. Peter, you were here yesterday. We're just talking about respect. Another way that we can show respect is if we are absolutely wrong in whatever we have done to another, just to apologize. Because you're respecting someone else's feelings enough to say, you know what? If I may have hurt you, I apologize. Because you care that much. That's what we need to do. Mukbang and Gelato. I met her last night in Dining with Zion's chat. And 2:30 this morning, I woke up. I turned on her chat. I fell asleep, but at least I turned it on. I said hello, and then I just quickly fell asleep again. Octavia, hey girl. Do an interview with the man in the wheelchair when it's warm over one day. Yeah. I feel like that's something I need to do immediately because time is not waiting for anyone. And who's to say that either one of us will be around any longer? Like I don't plan on dying, but I like to make my future, and my future is always bright, in my opinion. But that's the reality of it. We live and then we die. And all that other stuff in between is something that we can savor and enjoy to the best of our ability as often and as much as we can. If we respect and understand that we should be expecting the best from ourselves and others, and mainly ourselves, and knowing that life is a gift and to do everything that we can do in this life to be a better person, to make society a little bit more comfortable, and to contribute greatness and leave a legacy worth carrying on. Mhm. Hey, JC, how are you? Hi, Orion. How are you? Welcome to Hello World. Good to see you. We're just talking about respect, primarily because it is Martin Luther King Day. Hey, Chase, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Primarily, since it's Martin Luther King Day, and I don't know if I'm seeing less and less of the celebration, or is it because I don't watch TV, so I don't see all the commercial advertisements. But for me, to know Martin Luther King is to practice his practice every day. And that's how I know that Martin Luther King is respected and loved, and what he died for. Remember, guys, he died for this. He died for our freedom. What am I doing to respect that? I think I'm doing somewhat. I hope you feel better soon, Chase. Tonight, my neck is a little sore. Man, last night I was like, oh, I don't want to turn. I was like, ah. But I feel like if there's a lot more pressure on my neck, then the swelling will go down. And I was getting beat on my neck earlier, and I was like, "Ooh, I feel that." They were like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "No, it just hurt. It's sore," and I could tell just by touching it that one side is more sore than the other. So, writing a script for my aunt, who is 103, and I spent time with her today. Ooh, she walked side by side with Martin Luther King. Yes. Now, Crystal, just speaking to your aunt alone probably made her day because she gets to pass the legacy on to you. And you get to carry out that legacy even more and pass it on to your potential children or anybody you meet, your niece and your nephew. You're sore tonight too? Yeah. It's getting better. This morning was horrible. I gifted um my little memory foam pillow. I gifted it. And I was like, dang, I should regift and take it back. You have the flu. Ooh, it's no good. Lots of fluids. Lots of fluids. Love, guys. Let's talk about it. Unconditional love is what I mean. I think we need to practice it more because the more we die to our egos, the easier it becomes to practice unconditional love. And the more we practice unconditional love, more people will latch on and start to be unconditional love humans as well. That's the only way we can combat hate is from love. Just like light always outshine darkness, right? I want us to be able to outshine darkness as much as we can. Maybe, just maybe to like 2% darkness versus the 80%. That's all I'm saying. We can't erase everything, but if we can minimize it to a comfortable place where no one is afraid to go outside, where no one is afraid to like think that somebody's about to abduct them, or I know that's what we live in now, but come on guys, we can always reverse the curse. The curse didn't come on unless we started to acknowledge it And then we fed it with fear. Let's take back that fear. Walk in confidence. Your birthday's in October too? Ooh, that's nice. This is true. She's been going to the same church for 83 years. Aw. I don't keep track of time, and my birthday was in October, and we also had a Halloween party at my house. Time to make a change. We are the people who can do it. It's time to make a change. We are the people who can do it. Words with power. We can make change. Just like our predecessors made change, we are capable and have more accessibility to do it. We have social media that can spread like wildfire. We absolutely can band together and help our world bleed less. Let's be that medicated band-aid called love. Let's help people who have no trust become a little bit more trusting of others. Let's help the people who create these trustless situations become acquainted with the grief that they cause so that maybe they might want to change and be a better person and to acknowledge the harm that they have done and to never ever want to do it again. Octavia is talking to JC. Again, Octavia and JC, I definitely want you guys to, one or both of you guys, to come on the panel so we can talk about loss. Another another topic that's very hard to talk about, especially if you've gone through loss, tremendous amounts of loss. No, that was Tim. I'm sorry, not JC. It was Tim and Octavia who shared some things in the chat yesterday. Don't be shy. Hey, how are you? Welcome to Hello World. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed your day thus far. In order to be the difference, you've got to want to be the difference. In order to want to be the difference, you've got to recognize how beautiful our world is. In order to recognize how beautiful our world is, we've got to turn off the distractions. In order to turn off the distractions, we've got to realize we are distracted. In order to realize that we are distracted, we got to realize that we are human and that the person in front of you, do you know who you are? Because once you know who you are, then you'll realize you've been distracted. Once you've been distracted, you'll realize how much you've missed in the everyday intricacies of nature. And once you've realized the intricacies of nature that happens every day, then you'll say, oh my goodness, it is marvelous to understand how the trees can sway and how the grass can grow and how the seasons can change and how the leaves will fall and still grow back and how that tree can continue to dig its roots deep into the ground, how streets can be paved, how birds can fly and know the seasons, and how once you realize nature, you'll understand that sometimes when one season is one way, the next season will follow because Earth always has to balance itself out in the long run. And once you've understood that, you will no longer be distracted and you will see how reaching out and helping others would be a necessity and part of your DNA and will help make your heart beat a lot easier. And you will be able to rest a lot better, knowing that you've done your part to help another human being understand what you've now become acquainted with. Love. So many people use your name in vain. Love. I'm in the wrong key. Don't worry about me. For better or worse, I still will choose you first. Love. Crystal, I sang you under the chair, right? I'm better harmonizing than anything. Not a solo. But guys, respect is not just saying, well, you better respect me when I say. No, respect is understanding that sometimes people have a hard time getting through life because of situations, circumstances that may have been out of their control. But respect is knowing and showing that you are willing and available to see it through, that they get their healing. And maybe, just maybe, they'll stick around for you in your time of need. And even if they don't stick around for you during your time of need, at least you help them out of their mire, muck, quicksand of a life that they may have been going through. That's what I want to do. And shoot, if you can get your prize out of that, that'd be dope. But don't do it just for a prize. Do it because you genuinely care. Today I said, forget all that. I got iced tea instead. The lime water, I just needed something else. I needed some type of sugar in my system. That feels so good, putting that pressure. Like, I'm not as cold, but like I'm holding my neck, if you don't realize that. And it feels so much better just to hold it like this. It's like it's stable, Not like I just gave you a hug. Oh, ow, girl. No wonder it was hurting. I'm going to ask Kip to do a song. Yes. Attitudes are contagious. I wonder what Kevin's going to do. He's always did something special on Martin. Oh, okay. Hello, paper. I'm on my laptop. Come to the warm weather, get out of the cold. I just might. I don't know how much longer I can handle these 4 seasons of Jersey life. I need to go to Hawaii or something. Go all the way away. But then again, I like the city life a little too much. I'm just a tiny bit cold, but my neck is hurting more. But it doesn't hurt as much because I'm actually holding it. The blanket, I have a scarf on and the blanket is on top of that and I'm applying pressure and that feels so good. Rock, steady, steady rocking all night long. I want you to go rock, steady, steady till the day is gone. I make my own songs. You went to see Kevin? When? Crystal, you know good. I ain't go to see no Kevin. When would I see Kevin? He's from up here. Oh, that's right here in Baltimore, right? That's far. Well, it ain't that far. Oh my goodness, what up, GW? What's going on? Welcome to Hello World. Guys, also too, please feel free to get to know each other in the chat. Show each other some love. Watch each other's channels and possibly, if you feel comfortable enough, turn that red bell gray. You might just make someone's day. Look at that, I rhymed today. But seriously, no, man, like for real, consider instilling servitude or the acts of service into your life. Instill that. Because if a man who is in a wheelchair, who is wheelchair bound, outside all types of weather, willing to stick his hand up and wave to every single car that turns that corner, you can do much more. You can do much more. Want You've got to want it though, because I don't want people to just to do. Because if your heart's not in it, it's going to show and you're going to be grudging. You're not going to see the point of it. You're not going to enjoy the moments of whatever you've done. You're not going to see the value in it. So I want you to see the value in it and enjoy every moment of doing whatever it is that you're doing for servants. Remember, remember all of the people that have come before you. Martin Luther King, because this is his day. Let's pay more respect to these people for the things that they did and tried to do for their community. Can we do half of what they did, please? Just a little bit? Not for nothing, but including me, every single one of us should have had some type of memorial thing for Martin Luther King today. Like, I'm ashamed of my own self when I think about it. I didn't even do no memorial. I didn't think I didn't think twice about doing it. But every single one of us, I don't care what color you are, every single one of us, because whatever he fought for, we all are, you know, recipients of. Rosa Parks, Marshall Thurgood. Yes, Thurgood Marshall. Like, come on, guys. When these people have these holidays that are set aside for them, especially if it was for service, the things that they contributed, let's all try to do content that has something to do with their memory. I'm going to try my best to do that. And I'm not saying just to do their speeches, put their speeches on. I'm talking about like show out, show it, actually show it. Be like, you know what? This is what X, Y, and Z stood for. And for whatever they stood for, this is what I'm doing today to pay my respects and also to instill in my life and to do daily. Because these people did what they did for the community daily. They breathed, they ate, they did what they had to do daily to make their mark in this world. And guess what? We are so much stronger in numbers. Sorry. We are so much stronger in numbers. But I think the simplest thing, which is probably going to be challenging, that we can all do is to literally try our best to have and show unconditional love. Even when it's hard. Seriously. Even when it's hard. I challenge you guys. Start showing unconditional love. Let that pride go away. And that ego, that pride and that ego that always stops us from the best things in our lives, the potentially best things in our life. I mean, come on. I've had so many possibilities in my life just walk away, literally and figuratively, because I was too prideful or my ego was a little too high. You know, the shy part of me, ego and pride was a little too high for me to say, yeah, that's how I feel. Fuck that. No more of that madness. And with no true realization of just how many they were reaching and touching. Exactly. Miss Joy, can't y'all keep me in y'all prayers? What happened, GW? Kip and Kevin do that. That's what they want to do on their channel. Amen to that. And that's true. That's what they do. That's what they do, Crystal. You're right. Can y'all? I know you're still on the hunt to move and whatnot. Is there something else to GW? Oh, okay, enjoy. Sure. Hope everything is okay and whatever is happening will pass, bro. I know GW is trying his best he's already doing his part to help get them transition to Tennessee. He's already doing his part. So the transportation to the permanency of the transportation is what I know we last were waiting for to come through because he's got to be out of his place no later than I want him to be out of there no later than the end of February. or at least the middle of February. We have apartment lined up. Hopefully, I'm going to get in, and I'm just head off trying to find someone to drive me and help me move because I can't drive. GW, it's just a thought, but have you asked your postman? I know you say he's a nice guy, but ask him. Just ask him, hey, you think you can spare a day or two and help me? Doesn't hurt to ask. Remember Flagnag? When Flagnag was in here and his computer crashed, I couldn't put together, nor the people in here could put together an auction. But I was like, did you ever ask Hustler TV and Bo knows? He's like, no, I didn't think about that. He went and asked them, and his whole life changed. Or a client. Don't worry about it. People don't take you seriously because we all go through things to make us not take people seriously. But in due time, you will be taken seriously. You don't have a truck or a trailer, no vacation time, or oh, you already did. Okay. Okay. Something, an angel will come along. I'm believing for that. I am believing that for you. That somebody will come along and be that ram in the bush that you need. Mhm. Guys, I wish nothing but the best in your life, in your family's life, in your personal life, in your love life, in your romantic love life, in your work life, in your own life. I wish nothing but the best for you. And if there's anything that I ever could do for you, you know I'm here. You know I'm here. I will do my part as much as I can. Even if it's only just to listen, I will do my part just to be there for you. Because I look at it as I'm doing what most people have not done for me. And that's just to be there. So if I can do that, I will do it until my last day. I will do it willingly. Okay, sometimes maybe grudgingly, but I will do it. I will do it because I don't want to see anybody hurt in my presence. I don't want to see anybody hurt in my presence. I've seen enough hurt. I've experienced enough hurt, and I don't want anybody to hurt. I know we do experience hurt, but if I can help limit that, then I would want to do that. If that's what I can contribute in your life, I certainly wish that I could do that. Am I always going to be nice? Maybe not. You might catch me on the morning. I'm not a morning person, so. But I've gotten better. I'm not a superhuman person either. So, understand that too. But genuinely, my heart is really there. It really is. I hope that people can see that. Let us also talk life into other people, i.e., instead of talking about people, let's just stay quiet if we're not certain or speak life about another person as much as you can. Father God, I call you forward right now with your mighty strong angels and you to bless and cover everyone in this chat room that has been a blessing to me and be encouraging. I ask that you bless them. Amen. And that's for anybody who's watching a replay. That's for you too. Because when you take a little bit of your time to be here in Hello World, that means a lot. If I only solely came on here just for numbers, I would have quit a long time ago. But I'm hoping that whomever is here will always be feeling and leaving just a little bit more inspired. Inspired. So I'm here on Hello World every single night between 7 and 9. You guys are beautiful. You are amazing. There is no mistake about you. Your soul, there is no mistake about you. Take care of this shell because it is encapsulating one of the finest things that has been created, which is your soul that never dies. At least I believe it never dies. It keeps going on and on and on. Continue to be the difference in all of your circumstances, situations, the people you encounter as much as you can, with as much as human temperament as you can. We're not always going to get it right. That's what makes it so beautiful because we are human. We're not going to get it right. But when you do have it right and you're on point, what? Ain't no stopping, no stopping. You got this. You are an inspiration to so many people that you have no clue. You are love. You are an example of love that somebody's been looking for, whether it be romance or not. You are that example. That's how important you are. The things that you do on your job, with your friends, with your family, those are important things. You are creating lasting memories. Make them better as often as you can. Choose life over death as often as you can. And when you fall off a little bit, get back up, brush off your shoulders, and choose life again. In the end, I hope for tonight that we decide to really respect all of the things that our historical figures have done, the parental guidances that we've had, whether biological or not, that we want to leave a lasting legacy that says, you know what? Because of their sacrifice, this is who I am, who I'm becoming every day, who I'm proud to be, who I'm proud to show up every time. Thank you, Joy. Being real is what makes it able to be the difference. That is as important. I think you know. I guess so, paper. I don't know. I don't know. I like, I'm one of those people that are oblivious. You can say, Joy, I love you. And I'm like, you sure about that? But that's just a human flaw that I got to work on. Maybe that's keeps me humble. I don't know. But that's a human flaw. And I don't mind saying it. But never forget that you are an impactful person. You are absolutely necessary. You are absolutely loved. You are absolutely respected. You are absolutely desired. You are absolutely sought after. You are absolutely something that this world needs. So, what are you doing to make our world keep progressing upward? If you ever want to get to know anything more about me or Be the Difference clothing or anything that I may have, check the links down below. You will see some links about people that have been on Hello World. And Our lives seen through my eyes. I don't know why I gotta be so theatrical sometimes, but it's just me. So thank you again for giving me a little bit of your time, because that's all it is. It's just a blink. I hope that you have a good night and that when you wake up tomorrow, you're so refreshed that you're ready to be the best version of yourself, ready to say, you know what, Martin Luther King, mom, dad, or whomever, God, your maker, whomever, I'm ready to show up, show out, and be the difference in somebody's life, whether I know it or not. That's all that matters. Because the breath that we inhale and exhale has a limit. So until that limit is over, make your legacy worth carrying on. So, guys, my name is Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. And I thank you, and I'm signing out on another episode of Hello World. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, hey, hey. I forgot to hit the end button. Must not have ended. Must not have ended. But I'm a dance anyway. I don't know why it didn't end. I don't know why it didn't end. But I'll see you later.